Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of On Tap on the Curve. Today we're here at Fingers, Wings, and Other Things, or FWAT, because it's much easier to say on camera, where I'm joined by Samantha Seltzer. Sam is not only the genius behind the amazing craft beer list here at FWAT, but she's also a certified Cicerone. Did I pronounce that right?
Cicerone.
Cicerone.
Close. You're getting fancy with it.
It was sad because that was our third take. Sam, where Fingers, Wings, and Other Things has really kind of gone through this transformation of being this awesome, deliciously deep-fried food location to this amazing craft beer bar. Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the expansions that are coming down the road here at FWAT?
Absolutely. So Fingers, Wings, and Other Things really started focusing on Pennsylvania brand beer. As the craft beer industry grew, so did the offerings here. We're really trying to focus more on craft beer from all across the United States and what they have to offer. With that, we're going through another expansion into what used to be the Domino's next door is going to be a brand new bar for us.
That's awesome. So you'll have 2 bars total?
We will have 2 bars, 20 taps, and there'll be the same things on both, and we even have a 6-still box, which holds the smaller beers, so 6 extra lines for events. So when we do events, we have 26 different beers on.
That's pretty insane. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Cicerone certification?
Absolutely. So a Cicerone, the certification pretty much is an all-encompassing knowledge base on craft beer. So it's service, storage, styles, history, blind tastings, and figuring out if there's anything wrong with the beer. A huge part of it is when you go out to drink and you're like, this doesn't taste right, and you give it to the bartender.
It's usually a Bud Light. No,
they need to know.
Just kidding.
They need to know if this is in fact how the beer should taste or not. We actually just ran into that the other day with a keg that we had. Didn't taste right, and they brought it to me to make sure that it indeed wasn't quite right, and in fact it wasn't, so we made money off that.
Well, there you go. And why don't you tell us, you can't see him with her off camera here, she's got 2 little stirs here, she's been stirring our beers the entire time. Why have you been doing that?
Oh, it's just for visual effects.
Yeah.
If you agitate the carbonation, it'll give you guys a nice head. It's a little service trick. So say that your bartender took a little too long, this might happen.
Not here.
Not here, though.
That's somewhere else, maybe.
We have fast service, yes.
So, as part of your certification, you can pair food with beer pretty well. I know FWAT has, I think it's 20 different types of wing sauces.
Absolutely.
What is your favorite, and what kind of beer would you pair with?
Absolutely. My favorite is the bee sting. So it's a little bit spicy, and it also has honey in it. A great pairing with that would be a double IPA. With a double IPA, you have a more malt-forward base, so you have that sweetness, which really bounces off the honey. And then you also have the hop kick in the end, which actually heightens spiciness, which I like, because nothing is spicy enough for me.
So, to wrap things up here, you guys are expanding. Any other big events coming up here that you want to give a shout out to real quick?
Well, we're really excited about the Conshohocken Beer Festival. We're going to have a bunch of events. We're working on some details with a few, so stay tuned. There's going to be a whole bunch of events coming up. We're going to have an amazing draft lineup for the grand opening, which will be perfect timing for the beer festival.
And one last bonus question, because it's hard to think, it's the middle of August right now, but we're heading into fall.
Yes.
What do you think is going to be big in this fall? Anything new coming up that we should, keep our eyes open for?
I think now that the pumpkin beer is starting to tone back a bit, we're going to see a lot of great harvest ales coming out. A harvest ale is what's called wet hopped. So when you harvest all the hops, you're just going to throw that in at the end, and you just get this grassy, fresh, piney, like the real natural hops. I think those are going to make a huge splash this upcoming year.
All right, guys, that wraps up this episode of On Tap. I want to thank Sam for taking the time to sit down with us.
Thank you.
Make sure you come on down to Fingers, Wings, and Other Things to check out their amazing food menu, but also their delicious tap list. Make sure you like and follow More Than a Curve on Twitter and Facebook. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at @NotScottGreenlee. And remember, the 2nd annual Conshohocken Beer Fest is coming up. Make sure you check More Than a Curve on Facebook and Twitter for events and more information on that event. Thank you very much, and cheers. Drink. Hey guys, Scott here with Chris at the Below Deck Bottle Shop downstairs here at Bottina's Boathouse, where Chris is going to show us the proper technique for getting the beer from the bottle into the glass. Chris, take it away.
So here at the bottle shop, we can help you pick your beers, we can inform you a little bit about styles, make recommendations, but as far as what you do when you get home with your beer, it's kind of up to you. Now, a lot of people are buying cans and bottles and drinking directly from the bottle and can. That's a mistake. Pour your beer into a glass, because when you do that, you're getting so much more aroma. The air bubbles bring up all those flavors and aromas that you don't get when you're drinking from a bottle or can. And as you know, smell is the most important part of taste. Like when you have a cold, you can't smell, you're not tasting anything. That's essentially what's happening when you're drinking from a bottle or can. So if you want the best experience for your beer, pour it into a glass.
Alright, which is a good place for here because there's a lot of bottles and cans that you can pour into a glass. So if you want to try something new, come on down to the Below Deck Bottle Shop where there's always a 6-pack with your name on it.
That was good.